Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Eagle Scout Court of Honor for Noah Vinikas. My name is Mihaela, and I will be your MC or Master of Ceremonies for tonight. Tonight's event is being shared live via Zoom with friends and family in Boston, Arkansas, Colorado, New Mexico, and even Hawaii. If you haven't already, please silence your phones. I would like to introduce our former Senior Patrol Leader of 115, Noah Carroll, who will conduct the opening ceremonies.
Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward, march. Audience, please rise. Color guard, halt. Audience, please rise. Color guard, post. Scout salute. Those not in uniform may place their right hand over their heart for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard dismissed. Scout sign. Please join me in the Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Outdoor code. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. Scout motto, be prepared. Scout slogan, do a good turn daily. You may be seated. I will now do the benediction prayer. One of the best qualities of scouting is the inclusion of everyone. That means people of all colors, creeds, genders, and beliefs are welcome. That also means we respect all religious beliefs, no matter how foreign they may seem to us personally. Despite religious differences, there is one thing they all share in common, whether it is Hinduism, Buddhism, Muslim, Christian, or Jewish. All recognize the divine light of one, eternal, pure, immovable light of God. We light this light, symbolic of pure consciousness, the light of all life for all humankind. May its symbolic wisdom guide us, and may its living power inspire us. Amen.
I would like to introduce our next speaker, Carla. She is the troop guide for 4115 and a Life Scout and a junior at Seminole High School and a wonderful person who will discuss the Eagle Trail.
The Eagle Trail is a long, winding path with many twists, turns, and challenges. Like any great accomplishment, it takes a committed, positive attitude and a persistence of action over many years. Also, like other great accomplishments, there are signs of encouragement along the way. In Scouts, those steps are gained as one earns a new rank. Let's take a closer look at these steps along the Eagle Trail. The first step upon the Eagle Trail is to become a Scout. To earn this rank, one must agree to learn and understand, then begin to live. By the Scout oath, the Scout law, the motto, and the slogan. By pledging to live by these high ideals, begin building yourself up physically, mentally, and morally for the challenges ahead. Reliable North Star guides a ship at the dark of night. Noah earned his rank and became a full-fledged Scout in May 6, 2016 at 11 years old. A Scout gets to learn about nature's firsthand with monthly overnight campouts, pitching your own tent and preparing your own gear, learning basic first aid, knot tying, hiking, and begin service work. Tenderfoot requires offer a taste of the great adventures awaiting you in scouting. To earn the next rank, Second class, a scout goes deeper into the outdoor code of being a responsible steward in the woods to identify 10 kinds of wild animals. You must learn orienteering by means, how to use a map and a compass, how to build a campfire, and first safety. How to safety, use a pocket knife and wood tools. Of course, there's also always more knot tying, learning how to cook and clean up for your patrol, swimming and swim safety, begin personal fitness and more selfish service works. There's also a lot more to learn. It is all about advanced scouting skills Noah achieved by May 2017. The next rung of the ladder is first class, which requires a higher level of self and skill mastery. You have challenged yourself more than ever before. You have tried greater adventures and practiced your scout skills many times. With the confidence and knowledge that you are now have, people will expect more from you and you will expect more of yourself. For example, instead of being a background assistant, you must plan out all of your meals for a weekend camp out, develop a budget, purchase the food, and produce the meals. At first class, you are now doing more advanced levels of first aid, fitness, camping, citizenship, and along the way, develop some new people skills. This is a hefty challenge for any 7th or 8th grader. At first class, trail ahead becomes a little steeper and harder to climb. You look back into the crowds below you, you look up and see few above you because many have dropped out of the race. But now, with the same inspiration and determination which you have started your climb, you can continue on the Eagle Trail. Welcome to Star Scout. The focus now shifts from basic scouting skills to earning the first 6 merit badges and to take more of a real leadership role in your patrol, your troop, and your community. Important choices must now be made. For example, there are over 130 merit badges for many interesting topics, from A, astronomy, to Z, zoology. You also need more service hours. Also, you need to hold a position of leadership and responsibility in your troop, such as a patrol leader, a historian, a librarian, a quartermaster, or many other choices. After being the troop librarian who manages and organizes the checkouts, the merit books, Noah became the troop scribe, which means he took notes of weekly troop meetings, typed them out, and then emailed them out to everyone. A lot of business happens in a scout meeting, so learning to make good notes is a valuable skill. As a scout moves up the Eagles Trail, you have more freedom to choose the direction that interests you. Noah earned his star rank in February 2019 in the 9th grade. The life rank is one of the rarest ranks. The path is more narrow now and there are fewer climbers around you. And the path ahead is indeed steep. This is the last rank before Eagle. You could complete your Eagle rank now in a few 6 months, but most people take longer. By now, you have earned more than half of the merit badges required for Eagle. The life rank also requires a scout to be active in his troop for at least 6 months, to take part in at least one service project in the troop, and another position of leadership for at least 6 months. Noah was elected patrol leader by his fellow scouts for his requirement. This was during the COVID pandemic, so weekly meetings were held on Zoom instead of in person. For 6 hours of the service, he worked on a project with the Seminole County Conservation District. Life rank achieved February 2022 in the 11th grade. Finally, we reached the peak of the mountain of Eagle. This is the scouting's highest honor and reward. Only a few percentage of scouts have ever reached the lofty goal. We will discuss the unique requirements of this rank in a few minutes. Noah's official date of earning the Eagle Scout rank is October 11th, 2020.
The attainment of this special rank is noted with its own special court of honor, which we are holding today, and includes acknowledgements by family and friends. For the first acknowledgement, I would like to introduce via Zoom Vinikas, who is Noah's oldest sister. He has 3 sisters and no brothers. She graduated from Seminole High School, has a BA from the University of Miami's, and a master's degree in nutrition from the NCNM, the National College of Natural Medicine in Portland, Oregon. And she is joining us via Zoom from Hawaii, where she lives and works as a doula, which is an apprentice midwife where she is studying to help women birth babies naturally. Hello, Kira.
When Noah was a young boy, he would nag people constantly, pushing every button he could to make you break and give him what he wanted. Now, as a young man, he has learned patience and how to communicate more efficiently. When he was a little boy, he was obsessed with the Hulk for his strength and resilience. Now he no longer has to pretend and has become his own beast with strength and resilience. Exemplify the 12 principles a scout lives by. He is trustworthy and loyal. He speaks with honesty to his family and is devoted to his family, friends, and troop. He recently was put in a difficult situation with a friend and chose to support his friend no matter what. A scout is helpful and friendly. For his Eagle Scout service project, he rehabilitated the Hopper Academy handicap ramp. He guided that project with strong leadership skills, being kind and courteous to his friends and other people helping him along the project. A scout is cheerful. Noah makes a valiant effort to not complain and enjoy life for what it is. He even challenged his family to do so. We didn't succeed as well as he does. A scout is brave.
Tell her to wait a minute.
Noah has taken leaps to keep his dream of basketball alive. He has transferred schools, left his comfort zone, and left old friends in order to follow his dreams. Noah keeps his body clean by eating healthy foods and showering often. Twice a day baths used to be his favorite pastime. And a scout is reverent too. Despite most of Noah's family beliefs, he has stayed faithfully religious. Noah deserves this Eagle Scout ranking, and I'm extremely proud of him.
For those who don't know, I'm wearing a new scout shirt. The scouts, after 100 years, changed their scout shirts, and you'll see some people here with a new scout shirt, which is kind of cool. It says BSA with the logo. Is the Scouts National Honor Society for camping, and one gets elected to it by their fellow scouts. For me, that was when I was a first class scout way back in 1968, probably before everyone in this room was born, except for Al, I guess. He's as old as Tom, born back in World War II. I guess Arnie too. This hat I'm wearing belonged to my dad and goes back to those early scouting days. We are gathered here to celebrate an important achievement and milestone, the Eagle Court of Honor for Noah Vinikas. This is the path open to every scout, boy or girl, who can begin at any age. But to tell the true tale of Noah, the scout, we must go all the way back to the beginning. Noah was born amidst the ferocious winds and pounding rains of Hurricane Francis. Okay, look at the outline of small Florida facing that enormous monster of a storm stretching from Cuba to Georgia. This makes for an interesting birth story, of course, full of harrowing close calls, unexpected events. But somehow all that chaos gave Noah a certain calm, an inner peace that started at an early age. His childhood was uneventful, full of the usual ups and downs, bumps and bruises. He graduated kindergarten at the top of his class. And then he moved on to the first grade. And that's where his scouting story begins. At Bentley Elementary, he joined Cub Scout Troop 507 with some of his buddies. Here we see them in their first camp out at Lenoche, which is famous for its extensive Halloween festivities, so scary that some of the boys actually wouldn't go and wanted to stay in their tents. They were tiger cubs, dressed in tiger cub orange. Troop 507 offered lots of fun that most kids like to do, like rocket launching and many other dynamic outdoor activities like climbing. One of the best Scout experiences that every Cub Scout remembers is the Pine Wood Derby. This is a big annual event for Cub Scouts all over the country, all over the world, where they take a plain block of wood, as you see here, then sand it, cut it, paint it, and turn it into some high performance race cars, like some of these. Then they put them on a track and they let them fly. This is no small deal. It is highly competitive. Success depends on speed, taking, and guess who was the all-around winner of the Pinewood Derby Champ of 2013? Car number 89, Noah Vinikas. There we go. All right. Wolf Cubs, second grade, Pack 507. That that trophy is on the back table. Okay, so look at that clunky design of that car. How he won really was a miracle. All he did, you can see, was a block of wood. He just sanded the square edges, painted it red, greased the wheels, and prayed to Jesus that because it was going to take a miracle to win. And we won. Noah won. But Noah has a destiny of winning. That winning attitude carried on to other areas as well, like running. He was like Forrest Gump. He'd run everywhere all the time. Looks like it's working. So he joined the Runners Club, seen here in bright yellow shirt representing Bentley Elementary. Almost every autumn weekend for a few years, we were out at some track competing against usually about 100 other boys in his age group. And he was good at it and won many awards, ribbons and trophies, and earned the honor of standing in the winner's circle at many races. There you go. Eventually, all good things come to an end. And when a Cub Scout reaches the 5th grade, they have gone through the various ranks: the Lion Cub, the Bobcat, the Tiger Cub, the Wolf, the Bear. And then they take the highest rank, which a Cub Scout earns, which is called the Arrow of Light. You see there in the middle. It's the only badge that carries over from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, so you will see it on some uniforms under the left pocket in some Scouts. The Arrow of Light is the Webelow, which lasts about 2 years. Webelows means we be loyal Scouts. And instead of merit badges, they earn these pins, which are kind of neat. Okay. The process from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts is called a crossover, which is actually a rite of passage that every young person goes through. By this age 10 or 11, most elementary school kids have been together for the last 5 years. They are no longer the young, innocent kindergartners they started out with. These are the 5th graders, king of the heap, top of the hill, the big guys. They know everything about their playground, their library, and their cafeteria. But now middle school is about to begin. Instead of being a big fish in a small pond. There are going to be a small fry in a big pond. It's kind of scary and intimidating. The beauty of scouting is that this change is formalized with a crossover ceremony. That makes it more deliberate and intentional than most kids that age who just go through it randomly. Instead, a scout has meaning when they switch over, when they cross over. Noah's Cub Scout pack built a physical bridge out of wood. You can see here, each step is painted with one of the scout laws. And as a scout, Cub Scout steps on the right side of the bridge, saying goodbye to their old familiar world, they cross over the bridge with the blue and yellow Cub Scout colors, and on the other side are welcomed into the Boy Scout troop, which is brown and orange, and a whole new organization. Noah jumped up over into pack 854, which is huge troop, as you can see here. It's one of the largest, most successful troops in the area. 854 has graduated over 100 Eagle Scouts. If you take a closer look, you can see Noah in the front, Bruce in the left. There's a lot of guys here. This picture was taken before the Boy and Girl Scouts merged, which is now common in most troops. In fact, 854 has a lot of Girl Scouts. All troops now have boys and girls, and most believe we're better off for it. All these scouts, and there's a lot of them you can see, are divided into patrols, and each patrol has as many adult advisors as are willing to volunteer. These are called ASMs, or Assistant Scoutmasters, because they have direct contact with the scouts and go on campouts. Noah's patrol had about 12 scouts and 4 ASMs, Assistant Scoutmasters. I was one of them, which is why I'm wearing my uniform tonight. Each patrol has to come up with their own name and flag, and Noah's group chose Cerberus, the 3-headed dog of Harry Potter fame. This was the patch worn on their uniform. And here they are, the Cerberus Patrol, looking like a gang of rascals and scallywags. That's some of them. Each group elects their own patrol leaders, so they govern themselves. That's the whole point of Boy Scouts, is the scouts and scouts. I say Boy Scouts, I mean scouts, which is Boy and Girl Scouts. They govern themselves. This is really where the path to Eagle begins in earnest. The goal is to earn 21 merit badges. 13 of them are required. Noah did 25. And as of July 1st of last year, they added one more, which meant that Noah had to scramble at the last minute if he wanted to get to Eagle. Let's take her now, since merit badges are such a big part of the program, let's take a deeper dive and look at some of these merit badges, which will give you a real feel for the adventure of scouting. For example, when the average person thinks of scouting, what's the first thing they usually think of? Camping. A lot of camping, monthly. That means almost every month of the year in different seasons, like the August summer sweat box, kind of like this room right now. Thank goodness it's only March. But also we go camping in the cold of January when it's 30 degrees, huddled together around a campfire to stay warm. That means rain or shine. Many rainy campouts have occurred, wearing rain gear, ponchos, rain flies on tents, soaking shoes, wet socks, and the worst, a wet sleeping bag. But there's a good side. We are here cooling off in a hot August at Ichetucknee Springs, which is a deep underground spring in North Florida. I encourage everyone to go to. It's a great camp out place. It pours ice cold water for miles downstream. This picture shows most of the Cerberus patrol. Noah and I are upstream and arrived just in time to join the search party. See that guy in the back left with his white hat on? You might wonder what kind of guy would wear a pair of $300 glasses in a fast-moving river? Well, that would be old Pete. Once Pete lost his glasses, we all got on face masks and started diving under the dock. You can see the dock in the corner of the picture here. Started diving down, it's about 6 feet deep, and we found dozens and dozens of glasses, water bottles, wristwatches, years of lost glasses, but not Pete's, of course. Then here's another example of a weekend camp out, Ponce Inlet Lighthouse. Noah there in the center with a mop of blonde hair. You hear about lighthouses, but have you ever been in one? Ever wonder what's inside of a lighthouse? A spiral staircase, of course. At the very top, we see Noah contemplating whether it would be easier to just jump off the top rather than walk back down 1,000 steps. Okay, now we come to the best part of camping, the epitome, the penultimate, the greatest of all camps, which is summer camp. A full week where the scout packs his bags and gets away, which of course means for us as a parent, a week of silence and quiet away from Noah. Here's a picture. Here's some great shots of summer camps. These are deep in the woods. Many, have military tents already set up, old military type stuff, deep in the woods. Boy Scout camps are in some of the most beautiful areas of the country. This camp, Otari, is in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Beautiful place to hang out for a week. Here's another summer camp. There's Noah back there on the left. And if you can focus in and read the top there, it says, what's the name of that camp? Camp Rainy Mountain. Seen here on a rare sunny day. Summer camp is filled with classes, all about different things. On the left is a shooting class, and on the right, Noah in another class, which is ironic because most guys go to camp to get away from class. But still, there's a lot there. Here's an interesting shot of Noah. Yes, there you go. With that impish look. Like, wait till they find out I put glue on their seats. Hey, I worked hard on these jokes. So that's better. All right. Let's see. Campouts are an opportunity to work on merit badges like cooking. Here we see Noah cooking up some victuals. This badge involves a lot more than just cooking. Each scout has to plan a meal, work a budget. You have a fixed amount of money per person per meal, and you better learn how to manage it, or you'll get a lot of scowls and grumbles if you forget, say, the hot dog buns or the ketchup or the Cracker Barrel, which is the nighttime treat before bed. A proper meal always includes dessert, and scouts never scrimp on that. Here's a wonderful example of a camp-made pineapple upside-down cake. Very yummy. And of course, after cooking is cleanup using the standard standard Scout 3-tub system, lashed together. 1 tub for soap and water, 1 for bleach, and last for clean water. I seem to remember fondly Noah usually finding something else to do when it came around to cleanup. and that hasn't changed much around the house. But I guess that's life. By the way, this is where you learn about hand washing. So a quick quiz. How many steps are there to hand washing, and what's the first step? Anybody? How many steps? 6. And the first step is have a towel ready. First step, get the towel ready. All right. Every day at camp ends with the assembly for taking the flags down. We call retiring the colors. And as you can see, you can pick Noah out of the crowd in the back. He's already the one taller than the rest of the scouts and wearing colorful shorts like he just flew in from Bermuda. After that comes chow time. Camp food is usually pretty good or even great and can be outdoors or indoors or outdoors. Usually outdoors is at lunch. After dinner, there's usually some outdoor program. Note there are a lot of people there. Summer camp is not just for your troop, but for dozens and dozens of troops from all over the country. It is, if it is in your just local camp out for just your troop, then you gather at night around a campfire for what most of us feel is the best part of camping. The 3 S's: stories, skits, and songs. Most scouts know some stories, skits, or songs. Sometimes they go a little wild and primal. And Cub Scouts does this a lot more of this than the older boys who don't like to look too goofy, but do like to goof off, as we see here. So whether it is summer camp or a local monthly camp out, every kid's summer should include water sports of some sort, a pool or a lake, and activities like sailing, canoeing, and of course, everyone's favorite, white water rafting. Yes, that's part of a summer program in a lot of summer camps, at least the ones up north. Each of those water activities involves swimming. Here we see Noah sitting in a lake, wondering the classic pool question, will anyone notice if I pee? And guess what? There's a merit badge for that. No, not for peeing, but for swimming. As you can see, it involves many parts to swimming. Another merit badge involves good citizen, and just make sure scouting is going to ensure that you're a good citizen. There are 4 citizen badges here: citizen in the community, citizen in the world, citizen in the nation, and a brand new one added last year, citizen in the society, making 14 required badges now for Eagle. And I was curious about this, how often they increase the badges, so I looked it up. The 13 badges for Eagle goes all the way back to 1936, 86 years ago. It's when the requirements were made for 21 badges and 13 Eagles. Some of those 13 have changed, though. For example, back then it included bird study, pathfinding, and pioneering, which are no longer required. Anyway, is a good citizen of the community, nation, and world and society. Noah voted for the first time last November in the midterm elections. When we went to their registration table, the guy loudly was surprised to see a new voter and loudly announced, "We have a new voter." And the whole place broke into cheers. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, hallelujah, all broke into applause and cheered. It was a great feeling. Okay, now, moving on. As an athlete, you might guess that Noah started working out at an early age. Building those muscles, getting into personal fitness. So it really was the personal fitness merit badge that really got him started. This badge is a good example of merit badges that take a real commitment to achieve. You have to design and follow an exercise workout routine for 3 months and demonstrate improvement. No doubt this attention on fitness boosted Noah's basketball career. For those of you who may not know, Noah played varsity basketball at Crooms and was the captain of the team varsity a couple of years. Okay, so let's breeze through a few more of these badges. First, there is metal work. Okay, this is interesting because it's the real deal. Metal work, a blast furnace, asbestos gloves, a hammer, an anvil to forge a metal tool. Not something most kids dream about, much less have a chance to actually do. Noah had to build a metal tool. And then there's the ever popular fishing merit badge. Here we see Noah imitating the smile of a catfish. It's a great smile. In addition to catching and identifying fish, you have to learn how to gut it and cook it and eat it. Another merit badge is chess. Yes, learning to play chess is a challenge and deserves a merit badge or a badge of merit. Noah and I play chess. We played chess within the last week, and he's actually pretty good. Then there is small boat sailing, learning to sail to come about, to prepare to jibe, to fall off the wind, or in this case, with no wind, learning how to paddle back to shore. Then there is the ever popular electricity, now not required for obvious reasons, but one of Noah's favorites. And here's a fun one, basket weaving. There actually is a merit badge called basket weaving. Now you can really say that you know someone who actually did basket weaving. And basket weaving is one of the first. It goes back a long way. Okay, here we see Troop 230. This is a long time ago. That good-looking guy in the middle in the back row, that's me. And one of Noah's uncles is in the front row, all the way at the far right with a white neckerchief, Paul, who I believe is on this Zoom. This is Camp Sequoia on the shores of Lake Erie. To do our basket weaving merit badge, we had to hike down and hike back up a place that was called Dead Man's Cliff to soak your reeds overnight so they could get soft enough to weave. If you've never been to Lake Erie, it's ice cold every day of the year. So swimming the mile for the swimming merit badge was a challenging thing to do even in August. And finally, oh yes, finally, we get to first aid. A very practical merit badge because we all get hurt, so knowing how to tend first aid is a valuable skill, which is a perfect segue to transition about Noah's Eagle project, which was to repair the handicap ramp of this very building we're sitting in, the Hopper Academy. In fact, many of you probably walked up the handicap ramp when you entered the building. Here we see some shots of some of the work crew carrying out some of the old rotten boards and replacing them with new boards and painting everything. This painting and repairing took 2 days. Here we see Vicky working and Noah supervising, which is kind of interesting. The point of the project is not so much to do a project, it's for the scout to show and demonstrate leadership, which means his job was to supervise and manage people. So he really was not supposed to lift a hammer. But it did get done. Here we see a setup area, and there on the right is the first aid kit. Turns out we had 2 medical issues on that project. So was it a splinter? Was it someone banging their thumb with a hammer? No, it was red ant bites. So good thing we had the first aid kit and that ammonia-based bite relief. So in conclusion, that's right, I'm almost done. I can go on though. All right, in conclusion, to this personal acknowledgement of Noah's achievement, I just want to point out a highlight of the scouting program. Just like there was a crossover from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, which was elementary to middle school, so also there is a crossover here. Becoming an Eagle Scout is about leaving boy and girlhood behind you and moving into young adulthood. The Eagle Scout Project is an opportunity way beyond the ability of most teenage young people. I mean, it's their first introduction to adulthood, and by that I mean laborious bureaucracy and paperwork that goes on for months. It's enough to dissuade anyone, but it's kind of adulthood. But so if a scout wants to succeed and to be successful, they have to step up and become a bigger person than that kind of lackadaisical teenager. They have to learn new skills, and they actually have to do it. They have to do something different. And Noah did that, as every Eagle Scout has done that before him as they cross over into a new person. And since I think I'm not going to speak again, I just wanted to acknowledge there's some other Eagles in the crowd. Our MC, Mihaela, is an Eagle. Tess, who will do the Eagle Charge, is an Eagle. And one of our guests, Mary Holtz, if you check out her jewelry, her dad was an Eagle Scout. So on her hat, she's got all these cool old scouting stuff. Okay, so that does it for me. But before I turn the mic over to the MC, there is one last person who wants to give an acknowledgement and a surprise last minute, and that is a fellow basketball player. We want to welcome Tim Hardaway of the Golden State Warriors. Hardaway, this is amazing. This is a real guy, Tim Hardaway. He played in the NBA, National Basketball Association, for the Golden State Warriors, the Miami Heat, the Dallas Mavericks, the Denver Nuggets, and the Indiana Pacers. He's a 5-time NBA All-Star and an All-NBA team selection. Hardaway won an Olympic gold medal with the United States national basketball team. He's known for his crossover dribble, which is dubbed the Uter two-step by television analysts. And he would like to say a few words.
Hey, Noah, what's happening, my man Tim Hardaway here, dude? I'm at a Michigan versus Virginia game. Real good game. 58 up with 7:46 left to go in the second half. I want to say thank you for being one of my biggest fans and a Golden State Warriors fan. I want to say congratulations on receiving your Eagle Scout on the court on Friday, and continue to prosper, and go out there and have fun when you're playing. All right. So I see you on a varsity basketball team for Crohn's Academy. wish you well in getting your college scholarship. God bless you. Have fun. Enjoy this award. Much appreciated for you. All right? And I'm just from your family, man. It's all about family. Family loves you. All right? And I know how they feel. Because when I watch my son, that's how they feel. Joyous, happy. But enjoy, man. Enjoy. Great honor for you. Enjoy. God bless you. It's Tim Hardaway, the original crossover king.
Now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Melissa Carroll, who is a troop committee chairperson who will discuss the significance of the requirements of the Eagle rank.
Okay, awesome. Hello, my name is Melissa Carroll. I am the committee chair for Troop 115. I'm also the Scoutmaster for Troop 4115, who is our girl troop. To earn the Eagle rank, you must do the following. As a Life Scout, demonstrate Scout spirit by living the Scout oath and law. Be active in your troop for at least 6 months and hold a position of leadership. Earn a total of 21 merit badges, 13 of them specific and required. And now the big requirement, to the one everyone knows about, the Eagle Service Project. You must plan, develop, and give supervised leadership to a service project helpful to any nonprofit organization, such as a religious institution, a school, or your community, but it cannot benefit the scouting organization. The project proposal must be approved by the organization benefiting from the effort, your Scoutmaster, Troop Committee, and the Regional Scout District Council. The symbolism and purpose of the Eagle Scout. The highest rank of scouting is called Eagle for a reason. It would do us well to understand a little bit about it. The eagle is a large bird of prey with sharp claws, keen vision, and powerful wings. They are famous for their strength, size, and grace. It is the national emblem of the United States, and on every dollar bill is part of the Great Seal to remind us of its strength and power. Though the eagle is found throughout the world, it is never found in abundance. The eagle does not travel as part of a flock or a herd. It is always rare, on a mountaintop, and travels alone. In scouting, the eagle stands for strength of character, self-confidence, and for knowledge in all phases of scouting. The eagle represents an understanding of community and nation, and a deep respect for both. The eagle is a symbol of what you have done, as well as what you will do and will be as you grow older. The Eagle Scout is a leader. The Eagle Scout is respected both by peers and by adult leaders. The Eagle Scout Award is scouting's highest rank. It represents many years of dedicated effort and the successful completion of a long process which started when you first became a scout. It demonstrates how many people, a troop, and a community working together can truly help a young person grow onto a solid sense of personal self-worth, leadership, citizenship, and responsibility. The trail to Eagle is long, and only a few ever complete the journey. On the national basis, only about 4% of those who enter scouting ever reach the rank of Eagle Scout. Hey, Noah, you've done it. Your parents and your friends and your family are proud of your accomplishments, as you also should be. Because it is valued so highly, Eagle Scouts and scouting in general have positively influenced and shaped our world. It is a bold thing to say, but there are few organizations that have done as much good in the world as scouting. Why is this true? Because even though Eagle Scouts is a very small percentage of the population, you will see them in every area of productive life in your society. Eagle Scouts especially are present as the leaders of business and industry, in politics and public service, the military, as entertainers, civil rights leaders, athletes, coaches, sports executives, authors, journalists, even astronauts, explorers, and inventors. Did you know that 6 US presidents were Scouts? President John F. Kennedy, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama were all Boy Scouts in their youth. President Joe Biden was an adult explorer, and President Jimmy Carter served as a Troop Scoutmaster. President Ford was the first and to date only Eagle Scout president. Perhaps the next one is sitting in this room today. Here are more people. Some were Eagles and some were Scouts, but all of them contributed to creating a positive history in the world and give credit to Scouting as an element of their success. Neil Armstrong was a courageous astronaut. He was the first man to step foot on the moon and one of many astronaut Eagle Scouts. He was from Troop 14 in Ohio. Franklin Roosevelt, 32nd President of the United States, as an active Scout leader for 24 years as an adult. Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer became an Eagle Scout at age 12 and was nicknamed the Troop Brain. Several other Supreme Court justices were Scouts. Everyone has heard of Walmart. Its founder, Sam Walden, earned his Eagle Scout at the early age of 13. Steven Spielberg of Troop 294, Scottsdale, Arizona, was Eagle Class of 1961. He is one of the most famous filmmakers, directors responsible for the movies E.T., An American Trail, Saving Private Ryan, Jaws, Schindler's List, and Back to the Future and Indiana Jones. He credits Scouting with starting his illustrious film career and said, "When I went for the photography merit badge, I made a little 8mm movie that other Boy Scouts in my troop really liked the movie so much that they made a lot of noise, laughed, clapped, and all of that. I got the great virus of, I got to do this the rest of my life." And that was how it all started. Then there are also many other famous people who did not reach Eagle, but were active Scouts and credit Scouting with helping their success, such as Martin Luther King Jr., the most important voice of the American Civil Rights Movement, was a Scout in Troop 151, Atlanta, Georgia. Michael Jordan, former NBA player and current NBA team owner, was a Scout. Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft and the richest man in the world for many years, was in Troop 186, Seattle. He said, "I wasn't good at hiking and I wasn't good at cooking, but I did like the overall experience of challenging myself." And finally, here's one you weren't expecting. Paul McCartney and John Lennon of the Beatles were both serious Scouts. Early on, Paul valued Boy Scouts over his music, saying he missed his first scheduled performance with John Lennon so he could attend Scout camp in Derbyshire. Now that's dedication. In conclusion, let me say that there are many other great men and women who are proud to be called Scouts and who have earned the Eagle rank. They give credit to Scouting as having made a real positive contribution to their life so they could go on and achieve great things. This is the very purpose for the emphasis of service and citizenship in Scouting at several levels of rank. It really does say a lot that many of the greatest leaders in our nation acknowledge their character development, which came in part from Scouting.
For the Eagle ceremony, I would like to introduce the first Eagle Scout of Troop 4115, Tess Carroll, a graduate of Lyman High School, where she served with distinction in the JROTC as Lieutenant Colonel. After graduation, she joined the Armed Services and is a private first class in the U.S. Army Reserves. She volunteers her time as an assistant scoutmaster for the troop, and she is also an Eagle Scout mentor.
I'm here today to speak with the voice of the Eagle, which represents those who, like yourself, have set high personal goals and labored successfully to improve ourselves and to give service to others. The Eagle Scouts of our council challenge you to accept responsibility as well as the honor of the Scout rank. This poem, In the Company of Eagles by Howard Simon, is a tribute to the power of the eagle. It is also a pendant illustration of how the eagle is part of a larger lifescape. Mountains for my mansion, the forest for my pantry, the clouds for my carpet, the sky for my curtains, the sun for my candle, the wind for my chariot. In the company of eagles, I fly. Flying above fear, floating above failure, winging above worries, gliding above gravity, living above limits, soaring to success. I am an eagle. Come fly with me. Noah, if you are willing to fly in the company of eagles and join the elite group of Eagle Scouts, please come forward and stand before the 3 candles, which represent the 3-part trinity of the Eagle Scout. Flying as an eagle is only a metaphor for the actual obligation of daily life. The first obligation of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. Honor is sacred. The first Scout law is to be trustworthy. The foundation of all character is to honor my promise and to keep my word. Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, said, "We seek honor so that we can believe and know that we are good." An eagle's life should influence his family, community, and friends in a positive manner for the greater good. Noah, if you are willing to honor your promise and keep your word, please light the white candle represented by the white of your eagle badge. May the white of your badge remind you to always live with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. Without loyalty, character lacks direction on purpose. An eagle has high personal ideals and ambitions and is loyal to them. Loyalty means being dependable, like the North Star, which is always reliable to guide a lost ship in troubled seas. Sir Robert Powell, founder of the Boy Scouts, said, "Loyalty is the feature in a person's character that inspires boundless hope." Noah, if you are willing to create high ideals and be loyal to them, please light the blue candle, which is represented by the blue of your eagle badge. May the blue of your badge remind you to always live with loyalty. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is courage. Courage gives force and strength to a person's character. An eagle's courage extends beyond physical bravery to the virtue of defending against injustice and hatred. W. Clement Stone, businessman, philanthropist, and longtime supporter of Boys Club of America, said, "Have the courage to say no. Have the courage to face the truth. Do the right thing because it is right." These are the magic keys to living your life with integrity. Noah, if you are willing to live and act courageously, please light the red candle, represented by the red of your eagle badge. May the red of your badge remind you to always live with courage. There is one last obligation of an Eagle Scout, and that is service. Remember the 3 parts of the Scout Oath. They are service to God and country, service to others, and service of others. Self-discovery spontaneously emerges when you selflessly assist others. That's why you must live the Scout motto, be prepared. The chance to serve and be good could come at any time. Life itself will give you the opportunities to remember your oath, often when you least expect it. The habit of the daily good turn translates into a life of service to all those who will need your help. Like the noble knights of the Round Table, as an Eagle Scout, you are charged with protecting the weak and defending the helpless. You will provide aid to the unfortunate and comfort to the oppressed. You will uphold the rights of others while defending your own. You will always be prepared to put forth and to do your best. Noah, are you willing and ready to accept these responsibilities as well as to embrace and live the honor, loyalty, and courage of the rank of an Eagle Scout? Awesome. Good, so mote it be. We all of us gathered here are you Eagle Court of Honor, and we accept your sincere vow. We may now proceed with the Eagle Charge. The Eagle's Charge is an oath, a promise, which is recited when someone has reached the significant life goal. It is attainment which is shared among the very few. It is like being an alumnus of a prestigious school like Harvard, Yale, or Cambridge. Can I have all Eagle Scouts in the room please stand? Don't repeat yet. I got ahead of myself. I, a fellow Eagle, have the distinguished honor to give the Eagle Charge today. On this occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in scouting, you, Noah, have been found worthy and well recommended. Please make the scout sign and repeat after me. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God. I reaffirm my allegiance to the 3 promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligation and responsibility of the rank of Eagle Scout. I will do my best and use my training to be a good example and make my rank, influence, and leadership strongly count for better scouting and citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my daily contact with other people, regardless of their race, repeat after me, right? Regardless of race, color, or creed. To this I pledge my sacred honor. 2.
I don't think so. Now it is time, the highlight of our program, the presentation of the Eagle Scout Award. Will the parents of the Eagle Scout please come forward? I would like to introduce Mr. Darrell, the Scoutmaster of Troop 4115, to present the Eagle Scout Award.
How's everybody doing? For the Eagle ceremony, I would like to introduce the first Eagle Scout of 4115, Tess Carroll.
Right here, yeah.
Okay, let's get this straight. Now is time to highlight the program and present the Eagle Scout Award. Will the parents and the Eagle Scouts please come? You guys are here. Noah, your parents, Bruce and Lynette, have undoubtedly been your primary source of help and strength. No one will ever know the countless acts of self-sacrifice, generosity from your mother. So I ask your mother to pin the Eagle Medal on your uniform. Now, in recognition of your mother's devotion, please present her with the Eagle Mother's Pin. Your father has also been the source of much wisdom, advice, guidance along this 12-year Eagle Trail. So I ask your father to present the Eagle certificate to you. In return, please present your father with the Eagle Father's Pin. And finally, to confirm your place among the ranks of Eagle Scouts that have come before you and will come after you, I ask both your parents to present you with the Eagle neckerchief. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to present to Troop 115's very first Eagle Scout, Noah Vinikas. Parents of the Eagle Scouts, can you take your seat? I will now turn the floor over to our newest Eagle Scout to say a few words.
First off, I would like to say a few thank yous to everyone who's contributed in making today possible. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for helping me throughout Scouts and always pushing me to be the best version of myself. The Hopper Academy and Mayor Woodruff for allowing me to do my Eagle Scout project here. I wouldn't have been able to complete that project without them, without the help of them. I would like to thank my Eagle Counselor Tess, because getting to Eagle Scout was a rough road. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you, so I thank you. I would like to thank everyone who made it here tonight. I'm very appreciative of you all. In so many ways, Scouts has changed my life and made me who I am today. It's not the act of joining Boy Scouts that's made me who I am, but it's the campings, hikings, the meetings, the community service that really gives a great impact on your character. The ultimate goal in Boy Scouts is to become an Eagle Scout, something that every Scout hopes to achieve one day. There were times where other factors in my life made it so stressful and I just wanted to quit. And so in result, I quit. For around a year and a half, I was out of Scouts because I just really wasn't enjoying my old troop, 854. And then I was talking to my friend Noah around a year and a half after I quit Scouts, and here we are today. Joined his troop, and now I've got an Eagle Scout. So thank you, Noah. I came back to Troop 115, and I'm very glad that I did. I'm very glad I got my Eagle Scout here. I learned so much within the time that I was here. When I was 7 years old, I had my first encounter with Scouts because the idea of being in Scouts was just very fun to me. Things began to really change, though, when I was awarded my Arrow of Light and I stepped over to Boy Scouts. I spent most of my scouting years in Troop 854, and I finished in 115. I had so much fun doing things like jumping off of bridges into the water, shooting guns, exploring creeks. I could go on for days about all the adventures that I had in Boy Scouts. The merit badges, the hiking trips, community service camps are all devices of scouting for kids to discover their own individuality. The one truth that I would say about Scouts is that it really helps you a lot with your self-discovery. I've learned a lot on the path to become Eagle, and I'm so glad that it happened. But everybody's been asking, everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't get Eagle Scout. I guess we'll never know.
Scouting is a volunteer organization. Because we believe in the value of living the Scout law, chief among them is service. So we want to say thank you to everyone who donated their time and material to make this event possible. All the Scouts, guests, and especially Arthur Masick for providing the audio video technology, and Brian Van Coor, who none of us can see, but he is working behind the scenes, running the Zoom from Boston and for all the out-of-town guests. And now we come to the end of this Court of Honor. We hope it inspired you, especially the younger Scouts, to rekindle your commitment to persist on your own Eagle Trail. I'd like to recall Noah Carroll from Troop 115 for the closing ceremony and prayer, after which we can enjoy refreshments.
A Scout is reverent. Please bow your heads. Dear God, Spirit of life and love, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey, a journey of participating in scouting. Now a new journey begins with a commitment to be better, to better scouting where all may participate. Bless all of Noah's future endeavors. Amen. Color guard, attention. Color guard for march. Audience, please rise. Color guard, halt. Color guard, retrieve the colors. Color guard, left face. Color guard, dismissed. This ends Noah's Eagle Scout Court of Honor.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Noah!
Thank you, everyone, for hopping on the Zoom. Kira, Matt, Uncle Paul, Jacob, Brian, Elizabeth. Thank you all for hopping on the Zoom. I really appreciate you coming in and watching. I love y'all. What's up, Kira? Wait, move the camera back. What are you doing? Oh,
Hey, Jethro. Uncle Paul says lots of hard work and congratulations on making it to Eagle Scout.
Hey Noah, we're so proud of you. We love you. We're watching here from Boston.
thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Elizabeth.
you're welcome, Noah. I love you. Call me when you're done.
I love you too. I'll call you.
Congrats, Noah. I love you.
Thank you
Good
too. I
job.
love you too.
I'm proud of you.
Hey, congrats, Noah. Great work.
Thank
So
you, Uncle Matt.
Colorado here too.
Thank you, Uncle Matt. I love you.
Sure. See you soon, Al.
All right, everyone. There's pizza over here, but I assume y'all on the Zoom wouldn't get any, so.
Congratulations from New Mexico. Congratulations.
What did you say, Paul?
Just congratulations.
Thank you so much, Uncle Paul. I love you.
12 years, long haul.
All right. Thank you, Uncle Paul. Well, this is where we sign off.
Yeah.
Have a good
Take
night,
care.
y'all.